Hello everybody and welcome to this video about Pro Sweet Gold. So in this quick video I'm going to show you uh, what Pro Sweet Gold is, uh, what you get when you purchase a license. And right now what you are seeing is my trading workspace in Ninja Trader, and I'm trading crude oil. This is the real-time market right now. We're Thursday, sorry, March 29, 2018. So you can see here on, and I'm going to really focus on each of those charts. You can see that here on the left part of the screen, I got my market profile, Pro Sweet Gold market profile chart. On the right here, at the top right corner, I got the daily chart from Pro Sweet Gold. I have the weekly and the monthly charts here down below the daily chart. And here in the middle, I have a custom chart where I put the Pro Suite indicator to give me all the references. And I'm using this chart to analyze the current flow of the market. So let's go to the profile first. So you can see here on the market profile that we have all the references, intraday references. We've got daily references like the day balance flow here coming from the daily chart. We have also references coming from the monthly and the weekly charts. So we can see clearly where all the references are. If you right click on here on the orange profile is the current overnight profile. So if I right click here on my mouse, I have access to contextual menu, and here we can do a bunch of things. We can add or remove overnight profile for any profile, any pit profiles on the chart. We can add or remove all at the same time, all overnight profiles. Here we can add the current day volume ladders. Let's say, for example, I'm going to undo the split here, and I'm going to undo the split for this one too. So what I have here is the current profile, and on the right, this is the split current profile side by side. Like if you are a Jim Dalton student or you know a little bit about Jim's work, this is how he's looking at the market. Um, so, um, so let's look here. If you right click, let's see at the add or remove the current day volume ladder. When I do that, I got the profile, the volume profile for the current day here on the left of the current day profile with the numbers, and the second column is related to the actual 30-minute bar, the C bar here. So it is available to you. I know that Jim is using that kind of template to trade also. So if I right click and I click on it again, it's just gonna disappear. You can show or hide the volume profile display. This is another kind of um, uh, display if you want. This is a volume at price chart here where you got all the for all period, 30-minute period, you've got the volume number as well as the volume profile. So let's go back now to our usual market profile display. Obviously, here you can also full split any profile. Let's take this profile here. If I full split the profile, you're gonna have uh, the market profile on the left, and it's a split period here on the right. So you can do that for any profile. So I'll just undo this and the split there. Uh, I can show the overnight markets for any profile. Here we have the current uh, overnight profile, which was last night. But let's say that here I want to have this um, overnight profile for that period here. So you just right click on your day profile, pit profile here, and add or remove the current overnight. If you want to get rid of it, you just click on it, and you can show um, all the overnight profile at the same time, or you can just remove all overnight profile. And here I would like to see, always look at the current profile, overnight profile. So here at the top we have a bunch of buttons where we are managing everything about uh, setting reference lines, uh, and if I go for example here to the long-term reference, you can show the monthly. By default, I'm showing the monthly, the weekly, the daily reference. You can extend those lines. Overnight, you can show the high and low, the halfback overnight, as well as the POC for the overnight. Intraday, we can show the open for the day that we have right here, the halfback, and the previous high and low for the previous day. The VWAP, which by default is not set to be shown, and the previous settlement here. The day reference here we can uh, show the highs and lows, point of control, gap, single print, VA high and low of past days. Obviously, all these references um, have not to be repaired to be shown for the day reference, meaning that if we trade through these references, they will be removed from. Here under the split display, this is when we let me full split this profile, current profile. So here the split display, I'm showing by default the migration of the POC. Obviously here on the current day we have only three period. So let me just here full split that profile. All right, so you can see here the migration of the POC. When it turns orange, it means that it is prominency on the intraday base when we are trading for this period. And we can also show the migration of the value area high, which is the red line here, and the value area low, which is the green line here at the bottom. The period halfback, which is the middle of each 30-minute bar. We can also show the continuous halfback. So it showing just the halfback for each period. And we have the week references, which will set the week references on the chart, like right here. You see the weak sell there. If you know about Jim now, it's not a weak sell anymore because we have traded through. But if you know Jim Dalton methodology, you know exactly what we mean by weak reference there. Under the structure, we can show poor and strong highs and lows. Let's say here, I think we have yes, we have a polo on that day here. We have a selling tail here at the top. So we are showing these very important um, indicator. You can show anomalies. I'm not showing the anomalies on the market profile chart because I prefer to show the anomalies from the daily chart. But if you click on it here, you can see the anomalies, the market profile anomalies. And here we can show the prominent POC. When the POC is prominent at the end of the day, and we have not, it has not been repaired, you're going to show these references drawn on the chart. Here, that button, we have a few reports that you can look at. We have the economic news report for the day. What are the news, the important news for the day? The volume report. If I click on this, this is the volume for each 30-minute bar uh, for the current profile. And the delta is the volume compared with yesterday. We have the weak references report, which are showing all the weak references that I talked about before. So if you want to go back historically and look at what happened on that day, on that specific day, was it dominated really by weak traders, and which one were the most aggressive, the seller or the buyers? We have all that from that report. Here I have the best volume shown for my crude oil chart. I prefer to have the best volume alternative and not the future volume. If I click on it, I can show also the futures volume, but I prefer to have the best volume, which is an alternative. I'm using the USO, which is an ETF, and it replicates exactly what crude oil is doing, what the futures contract, sorry, is doing. But it is an ETF, and I have set to get its volume from the stock exchange during the futures hours. Here we have the a stat window, which we are showing for all the different profiles, different stats. And here we have a property grid where all these buttons are there to allow you to set to true or false all the different properties. If you want to play with colors, changing colors, for example, style of a line or stuff like that, it's all being done through that um, property grid here. And there are a lot of things that you set automatically from that grid. Now let's quickly go to the daily chart. Here on the daily chart, you have a bunch of indicator. The Pro Suite Gold indicator. We've got, for example, the balance builder, price marker, the profile builder, the structural analyzer, and the references synchronizer. What all this is allowing us to do or to view is, first of all, you see these balances here. They are being created automatically by the software, okay? And we also have these profile that you can add to any daily bar chart, and you have a bunch of indicator here coming from other charts, um, especially coming from the market profile chart. Here, these arrow here are buying and selling tails. The diamond here are pour highs and pull low. So here we had a few pull low. You can see that on the market profile we had a selling tail there as well as there. These are noted by these arrow. When you see text on the daily chart, it's coming from the daily chart, not from the market profile. So we have a buying tail on the daily chart here and the selling tail here at the top. We don't see any right now, but if there are weak highs and lows, or poor and highs and lows, they're gonna appear there too. We have all the references coming from the market profile chart, as well as the weekly and the daily chart. And you see here these uh, region where it is painted here. This is the anomalies coming from the market profile chart for these specific days. So you have a lot of information on the daily chart. It is always open and really close to my market profile chart all day long because I get a lot of information and I'm not losing, the contextual factors related to the market. So I have an holistic view of the market, which is absolutely um, necessary when you are trading, because if you lose track of that, you may get lost pretty quickly. Here at the top, obviously, you have all the setting that you can do here on the day chart. So everything by default is set through. So you can show strong and poor extreme single print, gaps, high, low, prominent POC, very prominent POC anomalies. Um, you can extend the long-term extreme lines. And we have also the monthly and weekly references shown, and the directional performance is also set to true by default. Only the naked value area extreme by default is not shown. This is my own preference because I don't find it very useful, but for some of you, the naked value area extreme may be extremely important. Now I'm gonna come back to the directional performance. I forgot about that for a moment. The directional performance is related to all these colored bar here on the daily chart. So if I click, for example, here with my mouse, you can see on the bottom left of the chart, we have noted that on that day, the market was trying to go down and it was very weak. So all this information is based on the volume, um, rotational factor, initial balance, a lot of things that will allow us to just find the strength of the market and how good the market is doing its job on a specific day. And all this is coming from Jim Dalton, Mind Over Market book. So, this is a pretty nice indicator. And obviously, it is all based on color. But when you click on your mouse, you have the definition on the bottom left. But you can also set everything here about the colors from that property window also, and you can set a bunch of other things related to reference lines and stuff like that. Okay, now let's switch to the longer term. So here what we got from the longer term chart, the weekly and the monthly. Obviously, we have the balance indicator, the same as we've seen from the daily chart. So they're gonna the software is gonna draw automatically the balance areas, uh, noting the high of the balance there and the low of the balance. You also have access to the market profile builder, so you can build profile on any bar. You can merge them, to look at composite profile. I have to specify here that these are TPO profiles, not volume profiles. And obviously, the mission of the weekly and the daily chart is also to send data to daily and market profile chart. And we have also here, these selling and buying tail coming from those chart, not coming from other chart, but you have a strong and poor extreme that's going to be noted here by Thex also. So that's about it, about the very quick um, tour of this wonderful software, ProSuite Gold. I've been trading with this indicator that I have created for a long time, and I'm thinking about maybe starting a real-time trading room eventually. Um, so I just wait to see if there is some excitement about that, if people are interested in getting this, but that would be something that would be extremely um, funny for me to do, and it would help a lot of people how to use ProSuite Gold, to be a successful trader. But until now, I thank you very much for watching this video, this quick tour about ProSuite Gold, and I wish you good trading. Bye bye.